So, speaking of your goals and everything you're wanting to do moving forward, how do you feel like you being who you are influences the way in which you go after those goals and how you have to maneuver the world to achieve them?
Ooh, damn, that's a good question.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well, hold on. Well, okay, let me understand the question first. So you're saying like how
You as a person.
how does that affect going forward and stuff like that?
In a business. Because like what you were saying with, to reference back to what you were saying, most of the people that you look at are cis white men in terms of business. And obviously as a black man, and then as a gay black man, you're going to have a different experience navigating business than they are.
Absolutely. It's actually, sometimes it becomes a little hard, but I'm also the type of person, just like with anything in life, I believe there's certain parts of yourself that you have to like tap into. You know what I mean? Like you have to have multiple versions of yourself, and it's not you being fake. Because like one thing that I say all the time, a lot of people don't like it, but it's like I'm really big on like faking it till you make it, because that's the only way to get ahead. It's the only way to get ahead. It's like you have to, every opportunity that I've gotten in life, it's all about faking it to make it. For instance, when I used to do makeup, the very first time, it was like to fix like my eyebrow and stuff like that. And then I started watching videos and I started into other things. And then I was like, oh, well, let me start practicing. That's another side hustle to make some money. And the very first client that I got, it was her prom, and she was like, she noticed that my eyebrows were really nice always. She's like, oh, you do makeup? Never did no makeup before. Didn't even buy it. I didn't even know about Sephora. And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, I need a makeup artist for prom. I'll pay you this much, da 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 da. Can you do it on this day? I was like, and went to the store, went in Sephora for the first time. I was like, this shit is how much? And just bought a little makeup case from like Walmart, and went to her house, and you would have thought I was a pro. You would have thought I was a pro. I watched so many YouTube videos the night before to get ready. And I couldn't practice on myself, didn't wear makeup, and doing it on yourself is different than doing it on somebody else. But I went there, we had a trial, and then I did it the next day. The trial, it looked terrible. It looked so bad. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to come up, like, please, God. But next day came, and the night before I was just watching a whole bunch of videos, just trying to go over things in my head. The next day, I tapped in. I told myself, I'm a makeup artist. I'm a pro makeup artist. I'm a celebrity makeup artist. Let me walk in there and kill this shit real quick. And her family, they sitting there while I'm doing her makeup. When we were done, and like she came downstairs, after I finished everything, after she got dressed, hair, I was like, this looks like somebody else, like a real pro. There's no way that I did this. She looked good. She looked so good.
Not you faked it till you made it off YouTube.
I did over everything.
I can relate to that. I did that when I first got actually into cosmetics because my background was in hair. And at the time I had just recently moved to Atlanta, like a little over a year prior. And I was determined I didn't, like I had left doing hair because I hated it. And so I still had a cosmetic background in the sense of like we had went over a couple things like in cosmetology school, but I had never like application wise really done a whole lot of stuff. But I was like, I'm gonna just go in here and relate I interviewed very well, and so I got the position that I was going for at the time. But it was like it wasn't bullshit because it's like I did have a cosmetic background and all that kind of stuff, but I just beefed it up a lot.
But that's what you have to do.
But I think there's a difference between doing that kind of stuff, like faking it till you make it in that sense, and more of what she was talking about was just leaning in to certain traits that you naturally have a little bit more in certain scenarios.
Okay.
It's similar to like what you were saying, like you're naturally more introverted, but you still have the ability to be extroverted.
Right.
And so moving forward, you have to fall into that more instead of you're introverted in order to get what you want.
Yeah, because with the reality show, You know, I actually don't like being on camera. I don't. It like, I be so like, when being in front of the camera, but of course doing that, we're filming for like 6 months. You're on camera every week.
Yeah.
Like, so multiple times, you know, throughout each week. So it will be like, sometimes all day you're on camera. So that's when I have to tap into an extroverted side. I can't be introverted because you're on a reality show, like, you're going to need to...
They don't want anybody boring on there.
Right. So, but you also don't want to come off as boring to people. So, you know, that's when I got to tap into my extroverted side.